Hey everybody, it's Aidan here once again, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa, because it's here. Oh yes, the 2018 V8 Supercars mod by RNR's V8 SC Skins. Basically what they've done is they've taken the mod for Automobilista, they've shifted it across to not rFactor 2, what we're in Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa, they've shifted it over to Assetto Corsa, and they've managed to do all the 2018 skins. So we now have a 100% fully up-to-date version of the V8 Supercars, which is by far my favourite series on the planet. Yep, I love it even more than I do Formula 1. So what have we got? Well, we've got the three cars that are taking part in the 2018 season. We've got the Ford Falcon, which you see here. We've got the Holden Commodore, well, the Vauxhall Insignia as it is now, and we have the Nissan Altima. So before, I've done two videos on this mod. I've done the original one and I did the update one, and the updated version of that has it's got nearly 5,000 hits on it now, so thank you to everybody that's watched that. So this is an update of this one, and yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the skins and I'm going to show you how it drives, because apparently there has been a huge physics update for the car, so that's the bit that we're really looking forward to. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go over the three cars, and then we'll go for a drive around Road Atlanta, which is the track I did the previous two reviews at, so we've got some consistency across the board in terms with the driving over there, because if I went to Road Atlanta, then to the Nürburgring, then to, I don't know, Bathurst, I wouldn't get a true representation of how it's improved. So we're using the same track each time. So we've got here Martin Winterbottom's number 5 Bottolo Ford Falcon, which looks fantastic. I mean, I prefer the 2017 livery. The Bottolo was a lot more green, it was like a darker green. But, you know, this looks pretty cool. And if we just go back here down the bottom, and there's Cam Waters' Monster Energy car. Shame for Cam, stuck it in the wall at Adelaide. You heard him on the onboard shout, "Fuck!" So, yeah, and then we've got the DJR Team Penske cars. Scotty Mack and Fabian Coulthard. Todd Hazelwood, a new driver for 2018, just coming through. He was the guy that absolutely wrecked it in a huge way at Sandown last year. In Big Mate Racing, which I'm assuming is probably, well, guessing by the logo, a broadband company or a mobile phone service provider. And then we've got Chaz Mostert, Super Cheap Auto Ford Falcon. Always looks good, the Super Cheap car. Richie Stanaway's Mega Fuels car. Stanaway, everybody's tipping for future success. And then we've got Will Davison's Milwaukee Tools car, which looks pretty cool. I haven't actually seen this one yet. But we'll just look around. I mean, the models are all the same. Fish Fanatics. Oh yeah. The Public Brewery and that there. See that on the pillar just above the Public Brewery? That's a Walls logo, not Streets. Walls. Get it right, Australia. Come on. But yep. That is literally it for the Fords. And if you're wondering, oh, where are all the other liveries? They're on the website that we'll link to in the description box for you, so you can pick and choose whichever one you want to drive in. There's like the old Pepsi Max crew liveries. There's the 2017 skins. They're all available. Some of the myriad of Chaz Mostert skins from 2017, they're all there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here, and then we're going to bring up the Commodore and have a look at the skins we've got for 2018 on that. So see you in a second. And here we have the Holden Commodore, and if you are a fan of V8 Supercars and you're looking at this and thinking, that's not the current Commodore, you'd be right. It's the old Commodore. And I'm just going to get this out of the way now before people start asking it in the comments. Is the ZB Commodore part of this mod? No. The ZB Commodore is not in this mod, and it's a question that the guys on RNR are getting asked daily, and they're getting quite annoyed about it. So, I'll repeat. The ZB Commodore is not in this mod, it's the old one. And to make sure that that's gone through, I will now repeat that in German. Der ZB Commodore ist nicht in diesem Modpack. And again, in French. Le ZB Commodore n'est pas dans ce pack de mod. And finally, in Espanol. El ZB Commodore no está en este modpack. Got it? Cool, we can move on. Anyway, now that the sarcastic bit is out of the way, we can move along. We've got Jamie Winkup's car here. I mean, actually, the Red Bull looks pretty good this year, I reckon. And then we've got Scotty Pye's Boost Mobile car here. Nick Percat. There's probably going to be about 3 million Nick Percat skins to come out over the course of the year. Davey Reynolds Penrite Erebus car. Pretty cool. Tim Slade's Freightliner Commodore. Lee Holdsworth's Preston Hire car. Still haven't seen the Preston Erection car from last year. That was funny. And we've got Jack LeBrock. We've got Timmy Blanchard. James Courtney. Garth Dander. James... Is it James Golding? I know he said Paul Golding, but he's the guy from Britain First. Shane Van Gisbergen. Anton De Pasquale. And Lousy. And just to be sure, I will repeat the previous statement in Australian. The new Commodore's not in this, you c***s. Cool. Let's move along to the Altima. And finally, the Nissan Altima. So we've got Andre Heimgartner's Plus Fitness car here. Looks pretty damn good. We've got, not Todd Kelly, he's retired. Rick Kelly's Castrol car, which is livery of the year. That looks absolutely fantastic and looks even better in Assetto Corsa. And we've got Michael Caruso. That's second place livery of the year, I reckon. I just love the whole sky blue and gunmetal grey combination. One of my favourite colour combinations in general. Prefer like turquoise and black, but yeah, close enough. And then finally Simona's, I think it's finally Simona's Harvey Norman car. Doesn't look as good as it did last year, but still looks good nonetheless. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the three cars back to Road Atlanta and see what they'll do. I've got high hopes for this, so grab yourself a coffee, like I have here, and let's see what we can do. I nearly drowned. So welcome to Road Atlanta. Time ticking away. We've got the V8 Corsa logo on the steering wheel now, which is pretty cool. So we know who made the mod. Frosty's still wearing his old race suit, but you know, if you're not using Trackout or VR, you're not going to see that anyway. But still got the animation there, which is pretty cool. Everything else inside the car is pretty much the same. Probably a couple more logo changes, but anyway, default setup. Let's go for a little bit of a spin, shall we? So I've just got to get used to the car again. Lovely late afternoon at Road Atlanta. Braking massively improved. You can see I'm sort of overturning the car here, but that's because I'm used to the understeer and there wasn't that understeer there before, so I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but I think they might have got rid of it. We're probably going to top out down here. Yeah, we're going to top out. But we're going to slam on the brakes back here. Didn't lock the brakes as massively as I used to. Short shift over the top of the hill. Oh, that is just so beautifully planted. Getting used to the feel of it again. Remember, default setup as it will be on all three cars. See where I've locked the wheels slightly, but what I'll do is I'll send the brake balance back a bit. Drop it down to third gear for these first of these two right-handers. Oh, I'll lock the rears. So maybe need to send back forward a tiny bit. But it's to be expected when you're running default, but let's see what we left on the track in terms of skid marks when we locked up into the chicane here. we didn't leave that much, which is pretty good. We didn't have the status indicator coming up saying, "Ah, you're locking your wheels!" But we can just send it straight over the top of the hill. A lift as we come round, and yes, fantastic. Massive improvement. I know I said that in the last video that I did with these cars, but oh god, saved it. Loving it. But we can turn in when we want to now, and the car will go. Lost a lot of time with my drifting through the S's. Oh, runny nose, still got this cold, but I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you very much for the get well messages. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. I'm half tempted to run the tank down here. I'm having a lot of fun. Two-wheeling, as you should in a V8 Supercar. Although, I still think the penalty that Frosty picked up at Adelaide for not cutting the chicane was bullshit. Tim Edwards, I nearly call him the Pro Drive boss, but the Tickford boss, saying that, oh, absolute bullshit. Oh, that's that lap. Ruined. We'll go for one more hot lap. And then we will jump into the Vauxhall. Because that's what it is now. It's an Insignia. So, Australia now has to drive the same piece of shit we do. At least the Falcon and the Mondeo look like each other. Yeah, I need to dial out some of this understeer, I think. Oh yeah, I love that two-wheeling action. In all seriousness, no, I have driven the Vauxhall Insignia, and it's not that bad. It's not as bad as I make it out to be. I guess you could say it's just Ford and Holden banter. Oh, God. Yeah, you get the power down too early, the car now really goes from you. Oh, dear. My nose is streaming. There's a bump in the road and the car just gets really out of shape as you go across it. But the car's just much more planted going through that corner, so we'll pull up here. And yeah, we'll move into the Holden. Don't know which one I'm going to pick yet. I think I might pick Lowndes. Here we are then. Craig Lowndes' Autobahn car. Yeah! Looks pretty good. I do like this livery. But, yeah. Wearing last season's overalls. I'm guessing that'll be done a bit later, but the car looks like you'd expect. Looks like a V8 Supercar. He's also missing his head. So Craig Lowndes in training for the stage production of Sleepy Hollow here. So, like we did in the Mondeo, let's go! So the cold tyres, still the main issue with the cars, I think, but when I was joking about the fact that it's the old FV Commodore, not the ZB Commodore, if you are a modeler and you want to help these guys make the ZB, they are all ears. I will leave a link to RNR's Facebook page, get in contact with them, and you know, let's get this to be the definitive V8 Supercars mod. I know FVR Factor are working on the ZB and working on the 2018 cars. So let's get two fantastic groups to create two fantastic V8 Supercars mods. Oh, it's just so grippy now. Oh, maybe not. Pushed it too hard. Fourth gear. And just turns. It's brilliant. Now, in the summer, I did the review of the Williams FW19 by VRC with the clickbait title, "Is this Assetto Corsa's best mod?" No, it is not. This is now Assetto Corsa's best mod. If you've never driven a V8 Supercar, I recommend you start here. And then go to the FVR one. FVR is still... I don't know, maybe it's because of the different physics engines, but I prefer it. But this is fun in its own little way. It just looks so good. But it has the potential to get even better. Get a time lap on the board. Don't need to turn the anti-lock brakes on like I did before when I raced these here. Feel the car get a bit loose coming over the top of the hill. And around the corner and across the line. Time's a lot slower than my personal best around here, but I am carrying about 30 litres worth of fuel. And we're running default setup. And the same will be true of the Nissan when we drive that. I think I'm going to drive Caruso's car. I drove Simona's in the last two videos, so... Third gear. Car turns in when you tell it to now. Doing much better on this lap than we ever did in the Ford, probably because I spent more time drifting the Ford than I did actually driving it. So we come into the fake chase here, as I like to call it. Love this track, I really do. This bit is just... I forget Eau Rouge. Yeah, love it. No, it's 4th through here, you dick. So, if anything, the Holden's easier to drive than the Ford, so the default setup on the Holden is going to be better for you if you are new to these. And the fact is you can just now slam on the brakes without worrying about 2 long tram lines of skid marks. Drift coming out the back. If anything, I don't think the rear end is loose enough. If I'd done that in the R-Factor version, I would have become a spinning top. But it's so good to drive. Use this as a stepping stone for the R-Factor 2 version. But do you know what? I'm not going to get into which is better, because each sim is good in its own way. 2-wheel, and you know, there is stuff in Assetto Corsa that R-Factor can't do, and vice versa. Any V8 Supercar mod for R-Factor, R-Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, Automobilista, Race Room maybe, I don't know. That would be cool. As we slide through. Make this the final lap then. Any V8 Supercar mod is welcome. The world needs to know about these. I don't want to stop. I think when I've stopped recording, I'm just going to keep on driving. Rode the brake all the way to the end. So, if you're new to V8 Supercars, don't know how to set them up, I recommend starting the Holden. And across the line. Backwards. Almost. Oh, I fucking love that. Is it F5? There we go. And you can see all the dirt on the car as well. That's a fantastic feature. So, that was Lownde's Commodore. And I think we're going to jump into Michael Caruso's Nissan now for the final car. And then I'll do external shots, final thoughts after that. So, stay tuned. And I'll be back in the Nissan. Oh, yeah, boy! And we finally have the Nissan Altima, Michael Caruso's drive.com.au Altima. Looks fantastic in the late afternoon sun here. And like we did with the other 2 cars, the Mondeo and the Insignia, let's go for a default setup drive around Road Atlanta. Virtually the same things as we had in all the other cars. And away we go. Coming out the pit lane. You know the drill by now. In terms of the layout. You've got to be a madman to want to overtake through here, I think. Dropping down to 3rd for this corner. Use all the tarmac. Track limits are only a suggested rule. 3rd gear for the first of these 90-degree right-handers. Drop it down 1 more gear into 2nd. And then power out the other side. If there was ever a need to do slow in, fast out, it's in one of these. looks like it's on rails compared to how it used to be. Let's get some two-wheeling on. Oh, yeah. If anything, I think the default setup in this is better than the Holden's was. That's what I like about Track App, because normally when I'm driving around, the wheel obscures like the on-screen display on the steering wheel, which is what I normally use to see what gear I'm in, how fast I'm going and all that good stuff. But with Track App I can just look down and there it is, and sort of look ahead into each corner. What was that? That's a 125.6. That's the fastest we've gone so far, I think, out of the three. Maybe because I'm getting used to them. So maybe the setup isn't better across the three cars. Maybe I've just got used to it, but yeah. Let me know what you think if you've driven this already. It was released yesterday, I believe. So I've got 2 videos coming out on a Monday, so that's a rarity. My upload schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday usually. Still punishes you if you drive it like a madman though, which I like. One more lap? Yeah, why not? I love it. I absolutely love it. And what the best part of all this is, it's free. Oh dear. It's a free mod. And this much fun should be illegal. Ah, oh, come on. Yeah, lap over. Ah! Keep it out the wall. But, let's just, where's it? There it is. Michael Caruso's Nissan Altima here. Looks phenomenal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rookie cars. So I'm going to drive De Pasquale's car. I'm going to drive probably Stanaway's car, and I'm going to drive Heimgartner's car. Now Heimgartner's not exactly a rookie, but he's different. So I'm going to show off those 3 cars, I think, in the external shots. I can't remember, not Stanaway. Who's the other guy? Hazelwood. I'm going to drive Hazelwood's car. I forgot his name, but I've seen that video of him crashing so many times. But anyway, I'm going to drive Hazelwood's car. I'm going to drive De Pasquale's car, and I'm going to drive Heimgartner's car in the external shots. And let me know what you think of this mod in the comments below. I'll leave all the links you need to be able to drive it for yourself. And until Wednesday, I've been Aidan. Have a great day wherever you live in the world, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. So, goodbye.